You're watching Money Talk Viewpoint, and I'm Chantel Leeson. We're the online talk show for financial professionals who specialize in family office, high net worth, and ultra high net worth clients. Now, my guest speaker for today is Scott Buss, and he's the founder of Advent Jet, and it's a concierge service for the ultra high net worth. Scott, how are you this morning?
Very good. How are you doing? Thank you, Chantel, for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. And welcome. Let me ask you, could you share with there are young people that listen to our show, and there are people that are our age, over 30.
Sure.
Give some of your feedback for those who may be sitting on the fence, wondering what to do. What would be your input to them? So because let me go a little further on this. A lot of times they can't go forward because of the people they're around. Their friends have been in corporations like themselves, and they don't encourage them to move forward. So sometimes they get stuck because their environment they're in is a secure environment, but it doesn't push them to the next level. And can you share some thoughts that you feel about that? Because you had to make that decision to step out.
Yep. I think what it is you got to step out of your comfort zone. It's not always easy for everybody. But I always say, and that's why I said, hey, if you want to talk, I'm always open. Surround yourself with like-minded people, or surround yourself with somebody or people that have done what you want to do, or ideas, because you learn from them. Sometimes people, and I'm just saying out of experience, they don't want you to be successful because they're jealous maybe, or they're afraid that, hey, they might lose you as a friend or an acquaintance, depending on your relationship. I say go for it. We're in the world today that if you don't try, you ain't going to know. And there's a lot of opportunities out there. And if you're sitting on the fence, get over the fence. That's what I say, is get over the fence. There's people out there that all you have to do is, believe it or not, reach out to some people, and reach out and have a call with them, or a video call, and meet them in person and have a lunch and ask questions, because that's how you get smart. You ask questions. I always tell that in school. How do you get smart? You ask the teacher questions, right? Yeah. And like I said, I never went to college. I'm a self-taught entrepreneur. So I feel that, like I said, surround yourself with like-minded people. And me being spiritual, not everyone's spiritual or believes what I have, but I believe God brings people together for reasons. We have to figure it out, good or bad. We all, tests us, good and bad, blessings and not. So.
I like a couple things you pointed out, because some people think, well, they hold themselves back. They feel they don't have enough credentials. Credentials don't make you. No. I have found that some of my most affluent clients didn't ask a thing about my credentials that wasn't important to them. What they really want to know is that you can do the job and they can trust you doing it.
Correct.
It goes back to that basic thing of trust. People have to feel they can trust who they're working with. It's the same thing with, I find, in trying to build a network. Sometimes when you don't know how to build a network, where to go, you're right. I go online. You go online, meet a few people, set up a call like I'm doing with you, although mine is a talk show. That's how I started it. I started by talking to people online and what would they do to want to advance their business. And I recognize one thing we all need. We have to be known. That's what marketing is, getting known out there. And that's my talk all about, getting known, who you are, who can reach out to you, and what services you provide. And can they trust your services? You have to get outside of that comfort zone to do that. Share with us a little bit about little tidbits you wouldn't talk about except on my show, because people want to hear that the gut level stuff too.
Well, you tell me, what would you like to hear? I got all kinds of stuff. If you don't mind, I have a little quote that I like to read.
I'd like to hear it.
Now I need my reading glasses, so bear with me. So this is just something that I read a lot in today's society and world that we're in. And take it how you want. Be more concerned about your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are.
Wow. Yeah, that's a powerful statement. That's a very powerful statement. I will tell you why that's very important. Not just in corporate life, but in any life, people will tear down your reputation. They'll get online and tear you down, and for all you know, they can almost completely wipe out your whole entire identity. But who you are, and that's what it is, your character is who you are. That's what still shines through no matter what anybody. You can put mud on anything, but when you wipe that mud off, the real person shines through, doesn't it?
And I can tell you a story real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
You just don't know. And so at a young age, I learned I was in the sales business, and a gentleman came in and he was in ripped up overalls. And the guy that I was working, a coworker at that time, was like, "Hey, go talk to him." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to go talk to him." Well, he already knew who he was. He was setting up for a lesson for me to be learned at 21 years old. He goes, "Scott, I already knew who he was. I just wanted to see how you would go talk to him." And because he came in overalls and a farmer and a wrapped up vehicle and things like that, he ended up paying cash for an item that day, a large scaled item. And it taught me at a young age, you don't know what people have in their checkbook. I mean, and especially today's society with all the .coms and tech people. So there's some people that just wear t-shirts and hats, and you know, you don't know what their self-worth or self is. And so I just learned that at 21 years old, 20 some years ago, to just don't judge a book by its cover. And I preach that because it happened to me. And so you just don't know, like we're going to talk today, what talk again? You just don't know how our synergy is going to circus and how we're going to surface, excuse me, and how we're going to be able to work together with like-minded people. God's got good things in store, or he wouldn't have connected us. And so that's a lesson, no matter who you are. It even comes down to dating. You know what? I remember being in high school, some of the prettiest girls, and now there's not the most prettiest girls. So things change, you know? So you got to understand with your brain society, things can be adapted, you know? So
You're spot on with that. You know, again, it goes back to character, doesn't it?
it does.
People of character teach you how to improve your character, though.
Correct.
That man,
It rubs off on you. It's something that you can learn, but it's something when you're around like-minded individuals, you feel the synergy, you feel it. And those are the people that you want to be around.
I feel like that's what's happening. I think I've stepped into something where I'm meeting really, really wonderful people like you. And for whatever reason, God is
I
blessing me.
appreciate the kind words.
I really mean that. I'm stepping into something, a new paradigm of really people that I can feel from the heart are genuine. We're here to help one another be successful. If we can do something, we do it. That makes all the difference in the world. And I certainly appreciate that. Scott, tell me this. If someone online watching our show wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? What's a good way to get back to you?
Best way would be email, probably, would be scott@adventjets.com. All our social media, Advent, we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a very powerful tool. I utilize LinkedIn. I've used it probably for the last 15 years. I'm aging myself. So I would just say email or find Advent Jets on social media, and one of the members of the team will get you in contact with me. Or if you want to set up an email and set time to talk or Zoom or whatever, I'm always open for ideas, business opportunities. So you might have a client looking for something. You might be in the market for an aircraft, like how real estate is popular. Now we have the businesses that are buying aircraft because of the ROI and the depreciation. They can offset their cost and use them. And so, and then charter them out. So there's a lot of different things. But yeah, I would say email would be the best. It's scott@adventjets.com.
Okay, do you have a website, by the way?
Yeah, it's www. I don't even know if you have to do that anymore, but adventjets.com.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I don't need a jet today, but I'll tell you what, it's on my agenda now because I thought to myself, don't worry about today. Tomorrow's another day. You might need a jet. So maybe next week. You never know. I told my daughter about you.
You know, and the nice thing is, Chantel, is it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but you know what? You might say, hey, we want to go to Lionel Richie in Vegas. And you'd be like, hey, Scott, I might know somebody who can get some good tickets, or you want to go to Formula or an opera. So we do so much more than just private aviation. We we treat clients like family. That's how I treat them. They don't always have to fly private. That's the main business. But like I said, it spins off on so many different opportunities that, like I said, we want to be your global concierge company.
I gotta add this to your statement there. I grew up with Lionel Richie, so he's like a homeboy. I haven't seen him since high school. I might want to do that one day, so I'll keep that in mind. Scott, before we
do that, I just saw him in August. He was amazing.
He's gonna do the King's coronation, isn't he?
King Charles. Yeah, he was at the Wynn. August 5th of last year, I went to go see him in Vegas.
Wow, I haven't seen him since I was probably, I mean, he went to Tuskegee. We went to different
Yep.
colleges. And his sister, we lived in a small, where I lived is a small subdivision outside of Joliet, Illinois. It was built in brand new houses built in 1960s, about 30 houses, but I swear it was such a loving and warm community that the whole community felt like my family. Of all the places I lived in my life, that is the only place I still remember almost everyone. It was that close of a family to live in that kind of environment. And you know what?
Sure.
I'd love to reach out to him someday and catch up with him. And I'm going to go
That'd
through
be
you
great.
that one thing.
I'll help you. That'd be great.
Sounds good. Scott, anything you want to add to before we wrap up for the day?
No, I just say, you know what? Every day you wake up, be blessed. You don't know what people are going through. We all go through goods and bads, but you know what? If you have a bad half hour or a bad hour, take a little time for yourself and remember there's 23 hours left in that day. So just stay blessed and hey, reach out to like-minded people and success will come your way, however you want to define success.
Scott, thank you so very much. Take care. And I look ahead to coming back on another show.
I appreciate it. You have a blessed day.
All righty. Bye-bye now.